welcome to the Pokémon GO Podcast, where we're back after being at Dragon Con for 4 weeks straight, it feels like. I think it was like 4 days, maybe. And there's that. We have a special guest star today. He'll be joining us a little bit later. He's currently working his accounts on Pokemon Go right now. I do have a quick question off mic. Did you have, pull that screen back up. Did it just pop up? I was wondering how much walking. Did you have a bunch of balls and stuff open up saying, hey, you walked this far? You
got to talk into the mic.
He didn't have a mic. I told him I was asking a question off mic. Dang it, Joe, pay attention. I'm growing your
I know what you said, but I mean, they're going to have to, people are going to be curious. They're going to be like, what did he just say? They're going to crank it up super high. And
then we're going to be like, hello, everybody. Not blow your ears out. So, we'll get that. That's why I'm a little off center. I am going to get out of the way here in a second when we get to that part of the show. So man, it was good to spend 5 or 6 days with you. I think it was.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Dragon Con's always fun. It's tiring, but it's fun.
You're not kidding. And I did get a couple of comments towards the end. It's like, hey man, you don't look as exhausted as you normally do. And part of that is absolutely you and Scott and the rest of the team, you're doing the job that you do. But the other big part of that is because I've been living on 2 hours of sleep in a high stress environment for about 6 weeks leading into DragonCon. This was just actually a step down from the stress that I had. Even though it was stressful, it was a step down. So my body was not processing it like it normally does. Which is fine, you know. And it was good to not feel. It honestly was good to not feel exhausted coming out of it. So, let's talk some experiences. I see you, you and your Bidoof, man. You're gonna make those Alabamans happy.
Oh,
it should be roll Bidoof.
Roll Bidoof.
I'm opening up my game now.
Man.
I did play a little bit while I was at Dragon Con. And of course, we got 2 weeks to cover because, you know, Thursday is setup day. Well, it might be Wednesday next year, but Thursday is setup day right now for Dragon Con. And then, Comedy for a Cause was Thursday night. And then I try to get back to my hotel room and get to bed early enough on Thursday night. Joe, you were driving in and out of the con this time because you team rocketed it up getting an Airbnb.
Yeah. So, I normally try to split an Airbnb with somebody, but I couldn't find anybody to room with. And so I didn't really want to eat those costs myself because it can get pretty spendy. And that's me being cheap is relative compared to other con goers. It is, even by myself, it would be pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Because, staying at the host hotels is
5 night minimum.
Yeah.
And they're $300 to $600 to $700 a night.
Not if you get the con rate, but yeah, it's still going to be, $2,000-$3,000.
I thought my understanding was $300 a night was con rate on
300. Yeah, $250 to $300 is con rate.
But if you're talking about
usually
5 or 4 night minimum, that gets up there fast.
Yeah. It's $2,000-$3,000 usually for the weekend if people stay at the host hotels. That's why I've never done it. But at the end of the day, I was thinking about it just money wise. What I did last year and in 2019 was I got an Airbnb and then I Uber or Lyft.
Sure. Yeah, depending on how far away you were. Sometimes you walked.
Yeah. There was a year where I was dead broke and I walked.
That COVID cancellation year, the Airbnb you had booked was like around the corner, literally around the corner from the hotel.
It was a unicorn, the 2020 that never happened. Because
it never happened.
It was going to be either 3 or 4 of us staying there, and we would each kind of have our own area. Based on how the layout was, and it was like $160 or $170 for the weekend per person.
Yeah, per person.
And it was like a block and a half or 2 blocks from the Hilton. It was.
Yeah, it was the unicorn.
It would have been amazing, but nope.
Hey,
got canceled.
You need to get on at the break in this show. You need to get on Airbnb so you can find that for next year right now.
Well,
for next year.
So I was thinking about it and staying at the house that you're currently in right now.
Yep.
You let me stay there for free, which is awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
parking, at least this year, in previous years, it's been more expensive, but this year it was $25 a day.
Yeah, it was noticeably cheaper this year.
And so even if they bumped it up to the 40 on average 40 or $60, you're paying 4 times. That's $240, but it was only 25 a day. And so 25 a day, that's like for the 4 days, $200. And I don't have to worry about getting an Airbnb. I don't have to worry about a whole lot of stuff, and I can drive in and drive out at my leisure. I don't have to worry about MARTA. And so I may just do that again next year. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, all in all,
Julie!
Fantastic convention. A lot of wonderful panels. If you want to tune in, the DC Digital Media track is where Charles and I volunteer for. And a bunch of those panels are going to end up going up on our YouTube channel. So yeah, if you search DC Digital Media on YouTube, you can find that. But yeah, a lot of great panels that are going to end up going up there. I'll be honest, it'll probably be a month or two before they end up there officially. But if you want to see panels from previous years, they're already up. So,
yes, shout out to Dooley for subscribing. 18-month streak.
Yeah,
those weirdos in California love streaking. Dig it. Tugas Throws 27 says I really need to try to go next year.
Yeah,
every year is gonna be somebody's first year.
Yeah. Even Nicole, who she still listens to us every now and again, but she used to talk to us a whole bunch. She came one year from Europe,
Austria.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Good stuff. But anyway, before the con, we had the Go Fest finale, and I do believe that's what Rhyland is going to be talking about a little bit here.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I spoiled the guest star.
If they hadn't figured out that, anyways, no, you're good.
That Rhychu is going to talk about.
Rhyland the Rhychu. That's right. Let me see, before we get into that, I just want to see what my Pokemon experience was. It's obviously, it gets a bit crazy coming up. Oh, age
0 to 14.
Yep, 0 to 14. Yeah, 0 to 14. A 0-14. Return. All right. I got a throw, Ducklet, Sewaddle. Yeah, some fun stuff. Actually, it's been some fun stuff. Shelmet. Stupid Stunfisk.
And you ended up getting all of the different
oh yeah,
Ultra
we'll get
Beasts,
into that.
right?
Yeah. I got a Shining Chansey who's ready to puke all over everybody.
The green Chansey.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, so as far as shinies go during Go Fest, I got a shiny Magmar, a shiny Hitmonlee, and I feel like I got one more shiny Burmy, the yellowish Burmy, and a shiny Chikorita. And was that it as far as shinies go?
I got
from that
shiny Scyther and another Machop.
There you go.
And they're for shinies.
And then just the other day, actually, after the convention, after the con, I got a shiny LGM.
Oh, nice.
A little green man who's not green.
Well, it's blue, yeah.
But
so, yeah, let's. I'm gonna get Rhyland on to talk about his stuff with the event, and then we'll get yours, and I'll finish up with my thoughts on it. But here you go. Put these on, and let's see. All right, that should be kind of slide up to the right. Oh boy. All right, so we actually tell them you put your code in there. You put your code in the chat.
So if anybody wanted to friend me on the Pokemon, my friend code is in the chat, and I'll be checking that.
So let's tell the story. Oh, somebody's already friended you. Who's that? Duly noted, the streaking pervert. Awesome. No, that's not true. We love Dooley.
Oh, man. Yeah, and so for those on the podcast, his friend code, if you wanted to add him, it's 6200-8223-6794. And now that I've read that out, Rhyland, you're going to get a ton of friend requests. So, but yeah, how did you're fairly new to Pokemon Go, right? You didn't really play a whole lot in the past. So,
No.
How was the Go Fest finale for you?
It was really fun. A lot of walking, but that was just to get tasks done and hatch some eggs for other tasks that we have on here.
Okay.
So we ended up going down to Covington, where I shown you, Joe, where all the Pokestops are.
Okay.
And we did some walking around there for the heat. Let's start with the night before. We had to set you up a brand new account the night before, right?
Yeah, we had to set up a brand new account because I haven't had an account before, so that was my first account created on Pokemon Go.
We actually went through Niantic Kids because the trainer account wasn't doing really well for us.
Okay. And what's your highest CP Pokemon now?
My highest CP Pokemon, let me check.
Okay, so you're going to look at the clock down here, then do combat power, and that's it.
A Buzzwole. He's dead right now.
Buzzwole!
That has nothing to do with the number. What's the number?
It is
You're hitting to me, but
2,462.
Nice. Considering how new your account is, that is pretty awesome. So what?
Because I can't hear Joe, I might be interrupting a little bit. I can just see him talking. But Tugas is right. Tugas was your first friend, besides me.
Yeah.
So you're the first non-family friend. So that worked out. And the first night, he sat on the couch and was super excited, played for a couple hours, I think. We didn't go out, so it was all home-based. Got up 7 levels. And what team did you pick?
I can't remember the name.
So I asked you, what color do you like, red, blue, or yellow? And what'd you say?
Yellow.
I said, too bad you're picking red. Nobody picked this. I said, hey, do you like roughhousing or you like sitting around staring at the sunshine? And what'd you say?
Roughhousing.
That's it, pick Valor.
Very much so. You were wrestling with your sister the other day when I was there.
Yeah.
Don't let Joe corrupt you because I can't hear what he said. So, yeah, he got up to 7, and the next morning we got up for the event and went out. And tell him what level you're at right now.
Level 20.
You're definitely going to hit level 40 faster than your dad did. Tell him, I'm going to win the race, Dad.
I'll win the race.
The race to what?
To level 40?
I'm already level 40. You can't beat me to something I've already passed.
Level 41.
I'm already that too.
Oh, yeah, you're 42.
Just tell him you're going to win to level 50.
I'm going to win to level 50.
Well, you might win that one. You're actually on the edge of leveling up to level 21.
Yes.
Actually. So he also, other than Space Jello, he got all the weird animals.
All right. So you got a Buzzwole, a Pheromosa, and a Xurkitree?
Yes, I do.
Good
I
stuff.
have all 3. And they're right here, actually, because they're all high-level power. They're all in 2000s and 1000s. So.
Very nice.
I did not realize that I forgot, actually, that you had to be at a certain friend level to gift a ticket.
Yeah.
Because that would have been easy to do. We did end up spending a little money on his account so he could get raid passes so that he could get these legendaries.
There you go. So who's your favorite Pokemon?
Right now, my Rhychu that I named Rhychu. This one.
And for,
I actually named.
He changed it to RHY, like his name.
Yep.
But that's not who your buddy is it?
No, it is the Cabrabra.
Cabrabra.
That's right, the Cabrabra. You got it, buddy.
Cabrabra.
You traded Electabuzz, and you got a lucky Electabuzz.
You got the lucky Electabuzz. We're lucky
That's
friends
right.
now.
What did I trade you?
The Raichu.
That's right.
Because that was lucky the one. That was the lucky one.
So what was your favorite part of the whole experience?
My favorite part of the whole experience was it wasn't about the Pokemon. It was about when we went to Johnson Park, a softball game was going on, and we were walking around so Dad can complete his 10 miles. Right? It was 10.
It was one of the walking ones that we.
Yeah,
had
it was one of the
somewhere.
walking ones.
It was not 10 miles, but it was enough.
It was So we were walking near this bridge where there's a ramp you can go over to and to enter, and we found a softball, and now just a softball is chilling in my room on top of a box.
His entire Pokemon adventure is summed up, and he found an old beat up softball and it's chilling in his room on a box.
Yep.
So you enjoying playing?
Yeah, that's really fun.
All right, so are you going to be my permanent co-host from now on? Are we kicking your dad off?
Yes.
All right.
Did you get any shinies? I don't think you did.
No, I haven't yet.
You know what? Let's search. Hit search bar. And no, it does say 0. He did not get a shiny.
No shinies. All right. So all in all, it was a good day then.
Yes.
There you go.
All right. And we'll kick you over to the side. And we'll talk about our experiences. Tell everybody your catchphrase.
I don't know my catchphrase.
Well, you are a horrible podcaster if you don't have a catchphrase. Yep. That's a catchphrase.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe uses it all the time. It's on the button. So yeah. Overall, he had a great experience. How was your experience, Joe?
It was really good. So yeah, I got out and about with my youngest joined me the first time, just him. The first time all the kids came rather. And so we had a lot of fun. And then the second time I went out, because I came back in for a little bit and got the kids fed and everything. They were getting tired, and took my 3-year-old back out. And by the end of the day, he was just wiped. But we had a lot of fun. We caught a lot of Pokemon. He actually helped me with a bunch of the raids as well. And so yeah, just a lot of fun. By the way, while you couldn't hear, Rhyland said he was going to be the permanent host. I
see the chat. Bye, Charles. Host upgrade. Charles is gone now. We're better than ever. Look, this is the Heir Apparent, and I actually have a series of shows recorded with him called the Heir Apparent, because he literally, so technically, supposedly, statistically, babies are born. Most of them can't roll over. Some of them don't cry very loud. I mean, it's just a standard thing, right? The thing you see on TV where they hang them upside down, spank them on the butt, and then that's not really how it works. I've birthed 4 myself here in this family, and then a couple in the wild as a paramedic, and this is not how it goes. Except this little monkey over here, he literally came out screaming. And the nurse put him they put him in this little heating bin to warm him up and weigh him and do other stuff. And I'm like, you might want to put the side out. She's, oh no, babies don't move. And he immediately tried to roll over on her and then peed all over her. Literally rolled and peed on her. I'm like, that's my boy. Came out with a microphone and a rock god attitude. So we definitely are working on his podcasting and hosting skills and getting that up there. I had some thoughts. So yeah, I got the legendary universal crazies or whatever they're called, few shinies. But here was my only issue with it. What are you pointing at? Of course he was which one? Of course he was screaming. He saw his dad. Rhyland liked that one. He was like, pointing, like, stop the show. Read that one. My thoughts on the whole thing was I like the idea. I like that they built it up through other events. And if you got the ticket through the other events, you would have the ticket to this. I was very excited. I just got very bored off and on through the day because it's 2 hours per each. So that makes it important, right? If you miss that 2 hour window, you're not going to get a great shot at doing something with it. I did complete all of the quests. That was actually kind of fun and a little stressful because, like, hey, fight so many rocket people, and they were not showing up.
Yeah, that hour, I swear there was less rocket during that it was that 2 hour block than the rest of the whole day. And I was walking around and asking people, I'm like, are you guys getting rocket balloons or anything like that? They're like, no. It
So-
dried up when it turned over to the new hour. I'm like, that's
Oh man, Tugas
dumb.
Rose are ultra friends. Look at that. I'm gonna have to quit the game now. We get now. You might beat me at this. At who opens and sends presents better. You might beat me at that, but it's perfectly.
It's a pretty
okay.
low bar.
It's perfectly acceptable in this world to not open gifts, and if you do send a gift, just don't put a sticker on it. You know, trash those people. Show them how you feel. So, I actually just got a survey popped up, literally on my screen. We value your thoughts on Pokemon Go. I might actually do that survey here in a second. That's something new. If you really valued my opinion, Niantic, you would have had me and Joe both be the only people on your tactical squad or whatever crap it was.
I didn't realize I had Salt as a guest star tonight.
Right. I know. I mean, it's weird. Obviously, never seen this before, but I mean, it did. I thought it was some weird pop up, and I just left. It says we value your feedback. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts and influence how the Pokemon world evolves. And I'm leaving it on my screen so we can actually do it. So, yeah, got out there, got excited, and then the first hour, I actually did. Oh, that's not what I want to do for recording at all. I just really jacked up. I'll fix that in post. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Nothing to see here. I got excited the first hour because I did really enjoy the what the hell is that called? Venture. The tasks that we have to do for the day. Come on, Joe. You're not helping me out at
Adventure
all, man.
Sync.
No.
Adventure Incorporated.
No. No, not them. Botch all the way.
The research tasks.
Thank you. The research task. You see, I did the goggles on camera over my face. The research task. I did I liked how, okay, you're going to have, I don't know the actual number. You're going to field research. Yeah, something like that, Tamarine. Thank you. See, Tamarine help me out, Joe.
Yeah, the weekly field research box. Yep.
But it was not the weekly one. It was the one, of course, for the event, right? So I did like that. It's going to be like 20 steps, and each 2-hour block was just the first set of steps, and then it just kept building on each other. That was a cool idea, except in the first hour, I would catch look at that one, dude. Look at that. Right there, Cosmog. I don't even know what that is other than a booger cheerleader, but that is cool looking.
A booger cheerleader.
Those are external lungs. I don't know. But every hour, the first hour, I'd catch all the Pokemon you're supposed to catch, right, to get that little medal and bonus. And I would complete the tasks and then go, okay, now I've got an hour to kill, right? And we'd do 1 or 2 raids to get the superheroes we wanted out of it, and it'd be done. And it was weird. Wait, why are you getting a Cosmos? Cosmic Companion. How'd you get that? Do I have that? Do I have that?
It's one of the research.
Yes, I have that. I do. I am catch 15 Pokemon. I'm almost there. So I get that. Okay, cool. I do have. Hey, as long as you don't get something I don't get, I'm good. It's a baby legendary. Okay, I can dig that. So, but Joe, right? You get most of the tasks will be done in that first hour, and you get that second hour to kill and wait.
Yeah, other than the Team Rocket hour.
Right, that was the only one. I think that in the last hour, because I think the last one was not just Team Rocket. You had to hatch an egg, and you had to walk so far with your buddy, and I'm glad they put it all together. So you're doing it all at once and not having to walk 50. They didn't do 15K, but walk 15K this hour, then walk 30K the next. I did appreciate that last hour. That's what he's talking about, how we had to keep walking. It got really hot. Out in Covington. So we did a couple of laps around that, and we finished the first set of 2 hours and started the second. And once I concluded my tasks, we were both just kind of over the heat. So let's go over to this other park, Denny Dobbs Park. And that's the one that you can actually drive around the loop, because the park it's actually a really good horseshoe, because it's all the kid stuff is set so far into the park. There's zero reason for anybody to be near the road unless you're going to their car. So that's very helpful. All the Pokestops are on the edge of the horseshoe. So I said, okay, I can stay in my car. He can go walk around and I can see him, and all that stuff. But I thought there were a lot more stops and gyms there. There's only 2 gyms and 3 stops, and they were not producing at all on whatever hour we ended up there. So I was like, man, we killed 30 minutes to come over, drive time to come over here, and it's not producing. I was like, the only thing I have, let's head back towards the house and see if Johnson Park, which is the one I took you and Barry to, that was putting out right when we had to do that raid day together, and we just kind of shift up and down the parking lot to catch the different raids. That's where we went.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where we finished up the rest of the day. But yeah, it got to be like, I just want to sit in my car because it's too hot to sit outside and kill an hour. And that was my only complaint, was if I can get it done in the first hour, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing perfect in this world, and I don't have an answer to make it better. But do you have any idea of how to make it maybe better? Because that was it. That was like being bored that second hour, except for Team Rocket. When I was with you, I was stressing, and then that's when we left Indy Dobbs. We went to Johnson Park, and Johnson Park had all the Team Rockets, and I got them all quickly.
Yeah, there's never going to be a perfect system there, but I don't know, because you don't want to make it too hard that people are like, I can't do it, but at the same time, you don't want to make it crazy easy either. And so it's kind of
everyone upset too, because like, oh, I gotta earn money. Oh, I can't play. I'm like, come on, Tugas, be broke and play Pokemon. Why not?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a balancing act, and I am 100% going to lose to this person. I decided to do a battle.
I see that,
and they are kicking my butt.
I do have one last experience to talk about before we jump on. And if I remember right, but it should be this one. Take me to church. My brothers and sisters, at Dragon Con, we had a big offense happen to us in the Church of the Pokemon. The Pokédexpert had that demon Fillery on, and he tried to say that he left science behind and joined this church. Blasphemer! He actually sat at some of the Rock Gods panels, who is clearly not me, and said that he played Pokemon and lied in the presence of a true prophet of the Church of the Pokemon. So I say to you all, unfriend that demon who doesn't play. You need to deny the demon of the Pokédexpert and never listen to them on patreon.com/Pokédexpert. Take me to church.
Oh, so dramatic. He multiple times he yelled at me to open his gift.
And you didn't, and I was so proud of you.
Actually, I did, but
I'm not proud of you anymore. Well, on that disappointing note, we'll take a break and be back right after this.
I won.
Yeah, you did, man. That shifter caught you up right at the end. Look at that. Pulled that one out. I can't play Pokemon if I broke. Who's going to pay for my phone? Hey, you know what? Start doing a segment each week on our show. We'll give you 10% of the Patreon. Oh, speaking of segments, we got one from Dennis. Let me pull that Gmail up.
It's just going to be like, hey, support my new Kickstarter.
You know what? It probably is. It's 5 minutes gigs. I try to keep it short. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, that's still better than 15.
Oh man. Well, while you're pulling that up, I'm gonna go grab my awesome score at Dragon Con real quick.
Oh, I was like, I didn't realize we gave points for going to Dragon Con, but okay.
Yes.
I know it. Yeah. For those on the podcast, Joe bought a lightsaber blind box that could have had sounds and stuff in it. It has a really cool metal handle and lights up green, and that's what he's showing off right now for Patrons. The rest of the people won't hear this part.
It's an Ultra Saber. Fun stuff.
Is that a brand? I mean, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that's the brand.
Is that a good brand?
Yeah, it's a good brand. Yeah, cool. And
I mean, the handle is metal and it feels really good.
Yeah,
the saber is basic plastic, which is to be expected.
Yeah, well, I actually paid $10 extra to get a reinforced plastic so that it can be used for lightsaber battles.
Oh, okay, cool.
With with sword battles in general, it can either be used with a wooden sword or other plastic swords. So, but yeah.
You know what, Tugas? If you gotta remove your patronage so you can quit your job and play Pokemon Go professionally, I support you.
Yep.
All right.
And then when you pull that off and are able to support yourself, you need to come to Dragon Con and do a panel about how you pulled that off.
Yeah. Yes. And then, hey, you know what? Part of our support is we'll make sure you always have Pokemon Go Podcast T-shirts and swag to wear and give out so that you can be a walking billboard for us. That would be great. All right, Joe, I think coming back from the break, we'll come with Dennis's audio. Does that sound good?
All right. Sounds like a
right
plan.
into the show. All right. I'm going to put the marker in, and wait, I need to make sure I'm on the right.
It's going to come in hot. I can feel it.
It's a hot take. What question?
One question Joe asked me was, "Are we going to get rid of Charizard?"
Yeah, I know. All right.
Hello, everybody. It is I, Dennis, the world's most okayest DM, with another little, Pokemon Go thing. I'm going to try and keep this one short, but as everybody knows, I'm terribly long-winded. But, the new season just started for PvP, and they updated a ton of stuff. Over 100 Pokemon are affected one way or another in terms of having their moves changed and whatnot. So highly recommend going and trying to figure out, what's changed with the meta, because it does seem like quite a bit has changed in terms of how moves work. They've added a few new moves, like there's a new fairy fast attack move that helps you get to your moves a lot faster. It works similar to Mud Shot, where it doesn't do a ton of damage, but it charges your moves really quickly, so that way you can do your charged attacks much quicker. I would highly recommend going and checking out like the entire list of Pokemon that have changed. The meta's still pretty early, so they don't know exactly, which ones are the absolute best. They have some ideas, but for the most part, from my experience, it still seems like what was good before is still good now, but I also haven't had a chance to really experiment. The other thing I wanted to say was, I've been so busy with conventions and whatnot that I really haven't even gotten a chance to participate in a lot of the Pokemon events that I normally do, and kind of stinks. I really wish that I had more time to do that sort of thing. Most of the time I'm sitting in a booth at a convention and not able to do like the community days, or they had that last, Go Tour day, where like you could do the Buzz Swole and all that stuff, and I just couldn't leave the convention that I was at, sadly. So I'm a little sad that I haven't had the time to, really play the game as much as I'd like. I've been pretty busy. I will say one thing I noticed, and I don't know if anybody else was this way. I haven't noticed it yet this season, but the last season of PvP, I had more errors playing the game than I've ever had before. And like weird stuff that I've never seen before, where like normally you get like, I think it's error 6 or something like that. But I would have error 1000:6, or it would load into the game, and then right as it was about to say go, it would just shut it off and be like, nah, like match canceled for no apparent reason. It's like, what? And there were other times where I would try and find a match, and it would just say error finding match over and over and over again, and I had to restart the entire game in order for it to work properly. I'm not sure what, that was about. So last season was super glitchy. I'm hoping this season, and like I said, so far, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that hasn't been the case. Also, the audience will be happy to know that I have also not been home, so I haven't been able to cheat at hatching eggs, because I'm not really planning on, packing my egg walker or phone walker, whatever you want to call it.
You're not dedicated?
As I travel around to conventions. So, speaking of conventions, real quick before I leave, I just wanted to plug this. I am doing a Kickstarter for my second graphic novel, Lycan Solomon's Odyssey Chapter 2. Charles McFall was really nice at Dragon Con. He was wearing all the Lycan stuff. He had the jersey on. He was, pitching it to people and whatnot. Charles is my... And I have to say, I'm legally obligated to say this now. Charles is my most favoritist executive producer / chief exposure officer for the Lycan series. He'll put me in touch with the woman who runs comics and publishing at Kickstarter, and she was a lovely person to talk to. And a wealth of information as well in terms of trying to get everything going. My Kickstarter right now is running. You can easily find it at www.lycanbook.com. That's LYCAN book.com. rhylandbook.com. And, currently we're at a little over, I think we're a third of the way there, maybe a little bit more than that. And I'm having a lot of panic attacks right now because of it. I don't know why I'm more anxious about this one than I was at the last one. But if you could please go check it out, or at least share it with your friends, your family, even your local comic book shops, because I do have levels for them. I would really appreciate it because I really want to make our funding goal so that way I can, get as many books out there in as many hands as possible. I will warn you that it is definitely on the adult flavored side. It's not for kids. There's no sex or anything like that, but there is violence. So just to be aware of that. But anyways, please go check that out at www.lycanbook.com and share it with as many people as you can, because I'm operating this almost entirely off of word of mouth. So thank you so much. Thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to Charles. Thank you to Joe. It was great seeing them at Dragon Con. Anywho, back to the show.
Yeah. So that was a great universal moment there, where Thursday I actually got an email from this lady, and she's like, "Hey, I see you're doing a Kickstarter panel. I think it was Friday, like tomorrow, and can I be on it? I work for Kickstarter." I'm like, yeah. And then it turned out she is the head of the comic books and media division of Kickstarter. And I got introduced her to Dennis, and they sat down on the panel, had a really good panel. It was a really cool thing. And absolutely. And I don't want to say, I just want to, why do I have to put a new password? I just want to log in and see where he is on the Kickstarter right now. I will make sure I save that since I put a new one. Let's see. I just want it. Why are you doing this to me? I just want to see his Kickstarter.
2,900 has been pledged.
Yep.
And 8, the goal is 8,000. Yep.
Yeah, man. And he did do me a solid this time. He got that jersey down to $500 instead of $1,000. And I was like, I don't know, man. You know how much I love my jersey. I really do. It looks so good. I wear it so well. It has my RGOP on it, number 42. It looks great. I look great in it. And he's like, oh yeah, not only do you get the jersey there if you do $500, you get another death page. Vinny had me. Like, I'm already getting a death page in this book because I pledged at the right level.
You're dying multiple times? Is that what?
So I am going to figure out. And I was like, how did you trick me into paying you to let me be the producer of this book? And that's kind of what producers do, I guess. But I'm paying you so I can go promote this book. But yes. Now of course I wasn't in the first book. Nobody's in the first book. So he's got a 15 book run. So the goal is to die 14 times. And once it's published, he actually gives you a framed copy of your death page, and it's all nice and stuff. And so my studio wall is going to be ultimately covered in 14 death photos of me from each book over the ages. And yeah, I got to. So
you're just trying to die a lot. Got it.
Our just so you know, our patreon.com/Pokémon GO Podcast is now at the $20 and $500 levels. If you'd like to pledge, I need some money so I can get my jersey. So all right,
I'm just gonna say this. You don't have to choose the recommended Patreon tier. You can always up that.
Hey, I upped my pledge, so up yours. There.
Wow.
All right. Rhyland went to fetch something from the house, and that's gonna. We'll
and
go ahead and
we never even hit
topics.
the Discord, but we're already running pretty late on the experiences.
Oh, you're right.
We're gonna pull a Bobby Black Wolf, and we're gonna speed run it.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So For the last 2 weeks, that would be what, the 25th? Yep, 25th. All right, we're going to the 26th, and we're just gonna hit go. So we got a whole bunch of stuff from GoFest. Kittens and Knives. He saw a thing. He saw a Galarian Moltres. He did not keep it.
That.
Yeah.
I know I saw it before in the chat, but man, I forgot how good that looks.
Yeah. And then Charles was like, I also saw a thing. And everyone's gonna be like, well, duh, it's Pheromosa. You saw it. You saw this like 12 hours before you and I actually started the GoFest finale.
Exactly. It was the night before when I was setting up Rhyland, and I got the name. You scroll down to that next screen. I think I saved it because it has the name. Tales of Michelle. Tales of Michelle. Apparently, somehow we've connected. If you're listening to the show, thank you so much. That was so cool and so awesome that I can't remember. I can look it up. I think
Pheromosa.
Yeah, I know it's Pheromosa. I can't remember where in Asia it was, but this was in Asia. Yeah, I can look. You'll tell me where I caught that Pheromosa, right?
All right. Well, you're looking that up. I'm going to speed through the rest.
Go.
Terry with a 98% Pheromosa. Postywan Kenobi from GoFest ended up with a whole bunch of shiny. They didn't limit it, so I was like, wait, they ended up with 1,000 shinies? No, not 1,000, but they did end up with a bunch of new shinies. Numel, Anorith, Carablast, Pinsir, another Anorith, Hitmontop, Muna, Musharna, Panseer, Electrike, Combee, Electabuzz.
Right.
There's another Numel and a Yanma and another Carablast there. King of the Shinies, Nulty, showing off a whole bunch of shinies as well. 15, Tentacool, Swirlix, Clefairy, Muna, Tangela, Burmy, Chansey, Lileep, Pikachu, Cranidos, Meditite, Pinsir, Carablast, and Fungus. Squid is a Beast has just joined us in chat. Hey, Squid, how's it going?
Hey, Squid.
Kittens and Knives was really hoping to get a shiny Swirlix, but did not end up getting it. But did walk away with a shiny Muna, shiny Shinx, Electabuzz, Combee, Cranidos, and Hitmontop. Yeah, he said Kittens is like, I'd kill for a Swirlix. So now I'm just imagining like a cute little kitten, like from Emperor's New Groove when the evil lady gets turned into a kitten attacking somebody with knives. Anyway, Nulty has 2 out of the 3 Galarian birds. He's got Articuno and Zapdos, but he's still missing that Moltres.
Those are really cool. The Galarian form is really cool.
And then we're probably going to end up skipping this particular source, so I'll just mention it now. There was a research day while we were at Dragon Con, because you were like, what's the event?
Yeah.
It was a research day for Inkay. So you had to get...
Oh, that's why I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, you had to
go anywhere.
collect and fulfill the research. And so Nulty came away with 21 shiny Inkay from the research day.
Well, hold one for me, Nulty.
Kittens and Knives with a shiny Cyndaquil. Dooley, his Skyform Shaman is 96%, which is pretty awesome. Ended up with a shiny Chikorita, a shiny Inkay, a shiny Shadow Charmander. I'm trying to figure out what's up with this picture of Mewtwo, but it's just like a glitched black picture of Mewtwo, or he's probably got his phone laying
He's
on.
levitating.
Yeah.
He's levitating the berry. Buzzwole. Have you fed a Buzzwole yet?
No.
Oh, it's so much fun to play with. It does this little mosquito nose, and you see it like suck the juice out of the berry. And then if you do the whole play with him and make him happy, he poses in a strength pose. It's so fun.
And then Nulty coming in with even more shinies, a Tyrogue, I think that's Defense Form Deoxys, Woobat, Drowsy, Galarian Zigzagoon, and a Sentret. So, yeah, we sped through that super quick. Mr. Tambourine and I are now lucky friends, so if we get together with him again, we can do a lucky trade. We also skipped the question of the week earlier. It's
We'll get it towards the end. We can wrap it up after.
Well, actually, there's only like a couple of questions anyway.
All right, gotcha.
At least on Reddit, there's only one question. So the question, for those that don't remember, it was, is it considered an insult to not open gifts from people? And Mach G says, no, as I leave a lot of gifts unopened if I have maxed out our friendship level, which is what I do with Phil. We have max level, but he still demands gifts. But anyway, yeah, so that's what we've got there. And then I don't know if we've got anything over on Spotify.
I clicked the wrong button, I think. I'm finding out.
All right. Well, then that button does not have any.
You know what? Maybe I did it so fast I didn't post a question because I don't see the normal section that would be here for the question. Okay. So I don't have an answer on Spotify right now.
Okay. Yeah. But then I was thinking about what Dennis had mentioned, and I actually have a link to go with it. This is from actually a few weeks ago at the World Championship. It shows that the World Championship was just completely plagued with over and over and over errors that just were the game was unplayable. And even the first match started 2 hours late. And so Dennis had mentioned that he kept getting errors and errors and errors. And if Niantic wants to be taken seriously as a competitive game, which I think they want, they need to get this under wraps now, because this was a very poor first showing for the World Championships as far as errors go. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention that, and I put the link in our Discord if you wanted to watch an actual video of what happened. Let's go ahead and skip.
Well, I did figure out. Yeah, we can skip what you're going to skip.
Where they were from.
Yeah, it was Kawanashi, Hyogo, Japan.
Oh, nice.
And so I got just that random invite while I was setting him up and so I got to see Fairmont, like you said, Fairmont's 12 hours before our started. It was just, and she invited me to another one, and I played that one as well. It was just cool to go, I'm playing with somebody in Japan right now. That just kind of blew my mind a little bit. It was really cool.
Yep.
And to be first, I got to even beat Nolte and seeing what this thing looked like.
But yeah,
what's the headline we're gonna hit now?
So the one that's labeled "Catching Ultra Beasts." So this is just a brief comment, and I personally wanted to emphasize this when it comes to the event. The Ultra Beast catch rate was fantastic, and this is how it should be during events, in my opinion, and in this person's opinion. This is Glumata over on the Sylph Road, because it was easy. The Ultra Beasts were super easy to catch. I was using pin apps on them, and that's how it should be. Plus, the Ultra Beast balls, or whatever they were called, they looked awesome. That was my first time seeing them. I'm sure that they popped up in Pokemon Sun and Moon, or not Sun and Moon. Anyway, whatever. Maybe it's Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But anyway, good stuff. I think it's fantastic, and I think that they should definitely do that.
It made it a fun event. We're ticketed. We're in there. There wasn't a whole lot of, it ran away and getting frustrated. It was, I got the raid, and I got to catch it. Not instantly, but it was very easy to get a green ring on them. Yeah.
Well, and in events, you don't want to be wasting, 15 minutes catching one Pokemon.
Right.
And so I think that they handled that really well with the Ultra Beasts, in my opinion, and I would love to see that for the future as well. So
yeah, that limited research was right on the first day of Dragon Con. Well, technically the second day. Thursday's technically the first day. But it's our big launch day, right? So there really wasn't any ability for Joe and I to do the research. But it looks like a number of our listeners got to do some good research and get a cool new Pokemon. What's the chances of it coming back around for us to get a shot at it?
Well, I have Inkay. This is not Inkay's debut. So
do I have an Inkay?
Yeah. And so with Inkay, I can't remember. I assume that this is in our game too. I haven't evolved one. But in the main series games, you have to you have to flip your device upside down. So I assume you have to do that for Pokemon Go as well. I'm sure we covered it when Inkay was first released.
Probably.
But
I don't know if I have one, to be honest.
yeah. So, but what we have now, we have entered a new season. So every 3 months, every 4 months.
It's sponsored by American Idol.
Yeah, and just FYI, the WF professor confirms yes, you do have to flip your phone upside down in order to evolve Inkay. But yeah, so we've got a brand new season. So the last season was they had the mountain theme. Was it the season of adventure season? I can't. They name it something different every time. But this new season is the season of light, and that's where you were talking about Cosmog. That was the Pokemon I caught earlier. Cosmog is part of the Season of Light special research that we got on Thursday, the first day of the con. And so they haven't released all of the details yet because they're doing this in stages. The first stage started already. The next stage starts in October, the beginning of October, and then the last stage starts the end of November. And this is going to last until the 1st of December. So, it says to specifically keep an eye on the horizon. So if you go into the catch screen, or actually, can I see it? Yeah, I actually see it just from the main area. They have really colored up the sky. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very starry and beautiful and very painting-esque. Like that 80s and 90s blacklight posters you could get at Hot Topic and Spencer's Gifts. It very much has that vibe to it.
And then, so Cosmog evolves into either Sol Galeo or Lunala, which are the artwork legendaries from Sun and Moon. Yeah. So,
that is a space booger if I ever saw one.
Oh, space!
This nebula sky is really cool.
Space booger cheerleader Cosmog, according to Charles.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. WF professor is correcting me. Cosmog evolves into Cosmoem before the final stage of Sol Galeo or Lunala. Thank you for catching that for me, WF professor. So what we have right now, at least for the next 5 days, because we're recording this on September 8th, is we have in raids the different forms of Deoxys, which can be shiny. So we've got all 4 forms, the normal, attack, defense, and speed. Assuming nothing has changed, defense is the big catcher there, because a lot of the other ones are too squishy to be that great as far as stats wise. Go ahead and correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, if something has changed, but it was the defense one that you really wanted to grab. And the research breakthrough for this month will be Metacham. Ooh. And then
the professor says Charles is going to love the legendary shiny hunt, as Sol Galeo and Luna both have another form involving a fusion with Necrozma. Necrozma, what is this? Emperor's New Groove? Come on, man. It's not a name. And can we just say Pokemon Go Live, their page is so much better now. You literally can go through and click and interact with the different biomes to see which Pokemon will be showing up in the wild. You can click on the different eggs. It's nothing super special. It's just really cool, the interactivity that they've built on this page. It's clean, it's sharp. Good job, man.
Yeah, and I do like that they're actually providing you, like, this is what is going to be coming in each of the different eggs, and you can click through it, and the different biomes. It's like, oh, the cities are going to have this, the forests this, the mountains, and all the different things. And then it even goes in to tell you the different hemispheres, northern versus southern hemisphere. But yeah, it should be good. Nothing other than Cosmog. It doesn't look like anything super new and exciting is coming in.
Just a lot of opportunities for shinies.
Yeah, yeah. Like as I flip through this, most have shinies available. I wouldn't mind getting more Litwick. It says in the cities there's going to be some Litwick, so that's nice. And of course, all of them say, and more.
Right. Now, Verizon's tagging in here and doing a new Pokemon Go partner research for Verizon customers, which I no longer am, so I cannot help report on that
I was
anymore.
going to say, you get to hop in on that.
I swapped over to T-Mobile about a year or two ago, so...
Which is now combined with Sprint, so you and I are basically on the same network.
I think it's the other way around. You're now on my network because they own the Sprint.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. It's you got to go to the redemption page and there's codes and whatnot. But here's how you get it. You open up the My Verizon app, go to the Verizon Up section of that app, and select the Pokemon Go partner research offer to get your code. Then, of course, you go to the offer redemption page, which we link out in a lot of our show notes, and they'll be in this one as well. It's on this article there, and you go claim the code. The time period is September 1st. The code starts then. It'll run all the way through Wednesday, November 30th. I think Joe agrees with me here, if you're a Verizon customer and you do not want to use your code, we would happily love to have your code. Because we will use it. But you complete it and you get XP, Stardust, 100 Gengar Mega Energy, an Incubator, a Poffin, a Lucky Egg, and more. But you got to complete the partner research to get an encounter with Gengar, Clamperl, Ponyard, and Esper. And you could get shinies in there. So it's nifty. I am a little sad that I'm one of the normies now and I don't have Verizon. But it's how that goes sometimes. What do you think of this, Joe?
I mean, it's nice. They partnered with Sprint before. They're partnering with Verizon. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't know. It always is kind of weird when they are specifically only making stuff available to a subset of trainers, but they're also not going over the top with what you get. So I think this is great for Verizon people while not being too much salt for everyone else.
You know who they never partner with? AT&T. You need to drop that crappy service. The Psychic Spectacular is back as part of the Season of Light. What's going on there?
Yeah, so there are psychic Pokemon everywhere. And I still find it funny whenever I see a picture of Mega Alakazam, how he's got 5 spoons floating. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Mega Alakazam is popping up in raids. That started Tuesday and will last until Monday the 12th. And then there are psychic Pokemon popping up all over in the wild, including LGM is back, and you can get the shiny. I think this is the debut of shiny LGM. I'm pretty sure. So that I nabbed one of those. That's cool. And there will also be the in 1-star raids. There will be unknowns that spell ESP. I'm kind of sad. Like, I get it, they're putting them in alphabetical order, but I'm kind of sad that on the announcement page they didn't put it in order of ESP. They put it in EPS. Yeah. But is what it is.
What is SPE? I don't understand.
EPS. We got the EPS here. And then Sunday will be Deoxys raid day, so you can get out there and get Deoxys if you would so choose. And yeah, they're mixing up eggs. This website's not as good as the last one. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you're right. It's the same website or same host, but yeah, it's not as good.
Man, so inconsistent, Niantic. Jerk face.
Maybe their task force said don't do interactive pages, and they listened for once. I don't know. The Clefairy are gathering by moon. Why would Clefairy give a crap about moonlight?
Because Clefairy is all about the moon. Like, that's their whole shtick.
Educate me then, Captain Clefairy. Come on.
All right.
I don't know why I'm being all bitter about it. I don't know.
Well, then, do you know what time it is?
It's time for Captain Clefairy!
Oh, man. I'm going to interrupt you, and we'll get to our sources again. It is time for random trivia, and I'm going to talk about Clefairy real quick, the fairy Pokemon, which evolves into Clefable, which is also the fairy Pokemon. They are fairy type, although when they were originally introduced, they were not. They were normal type, and Clefairy was the original Pokemon that Ash was going to have, not Pikachu, and he was going to be very mischievous, was the plan. Clefairy, its Pokedex entry says, its magical and cute appeal has many admirers, and it is rare and only found in certain areas. So, in the anime, Clefairy are said to have lived on the moon, and they came to Earth from there. And in the anime, they're also trying to build a spaceship, and they steal all kinds of random stuff to try to build their spaceship. And so they steal stuff from Ash, they steal stuff from Team Rocket, they steal stuff all around. But yeah, so that's part of why they are tied to the moon. They kind of worship the moon-ish, and it takes a moonstone to evolve Clefairy into a Clefable in the anime and in the main series games. So Clefairy, its name is a combination of clef, which is a musical symbol, because Clefairy like to sing, and fairy. And then Clefable, its evolution, or as we found out at, as a lot of people theorized at the Pokédexpert at DragonCon, Clefable is the alive version of Gengar, the undead version of Gengar.
Yeah.
I mean, not really, but that it kind of looks like it. Clefable's Pokedex entry says, a timid fairy Pokemon that is rarely seen. It will run and hide the moment it senses people. Clefable's Pokedex entry, again, or a name rather. Clefable's name comes from clef, musical symbol, and fable. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. But yes, we do have a Clefairy event, like you said, that is going on, will be going on rather on the night of Saturday, September 10th. So in 2 days, Clefairy will be appearing more often in the wild from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So it's kind of a weird off, and during a full moon. Okay, I was gonna say this is probably the reason why it's on Saturday, because this is just, it feels like it's basically just a Pokemon Spotlight, but it's on a Saturday. So yeah,
that'll work.
And that's basically all it is, as far as I know. That's the only, like, it doesn't say there's any bonuses or anything like that other than Clefairy popping up in the wild. Well,
the one awesome headline you had to skip to get to your trivia is, I gave it to you with a straight face, Roggenrola is the next community day, which is all right. Look at this one, Rhyland. Gilgalet, that's what it evolves into. This little bugger here with the little it's the porthole from Star Wars. That's the Death Star thing that broke. This is what killed all the good Empire people that were just trying to bring jobs to the freaking universe. This Roggenrola killed the Death Star, but then he turns into Gilgalith, and it's cool.
That is true, and that is September's Community Day, which will be Sunday, September 18th. So,
and you can get 4-star raid battles. We'll have Boldor. So you can kind of jump in evolution there. The stickers are that's the trend now, right? When they do these dates, they have the dates on the sticker. And that Gilgalith sticker is actually pretty cool. And it's like they list, it's like, dang it, if we don't get Charles to like stickers, we're going to shut this game down. And you're getting there. You know who else who's trying to get me to like stickers? I got this card in the mail that my family opened without me, and I saw who it's from. I was like, y'all put that away. Don't touch my stuff. I hate you people. Why are you in my house? So I've got this card that's from Civilian on Base, and there's some stickers in it. I want to read the card first. Now I got to hold it up. Charles, I made this Eevee just for you. I was going to send the Buzzwole. Oh my God. Hippie Eevee loves you, Charles, is the sticker with the dirty, and it's huge. I have to put this on
fantastic.
my computer. I I have never had a love and a hate for something so much at one time. Because I love that Civilian did this, and I hate it so much at the same time. I was just going to send you the Buzzwole sticker, but during the last podcast episode, I had the idea for the Eevee sticker. It is actually a really cool design. People are going to ask where I got it. So give me like some kind of link so I can get you some business. If you want more of it, you can find more of my stickers at my wife and I's Etsy. All right. Hey, he's smart. Before you even ask for a link, here it is. Murpack.etsy.com, which is MUIRPACK.etsy.com. Let me know if you want other designs. Well, you asked for it. And there's the Buzzwole. Now I'll absolutely you know what, that might get on my phone.
I assume everyone can open the link, but you never know when it's a link coming from Discord. But I actually put a link to those stickers, the images, into the chat just now.
Yeah. I will say I absolutely want a pirate Buzzwole that has like Pokemon Go Pirates tattooed somewhere on his chest or something. That I think Buzzwole needs to be our spirit animal, Joe, for this show. I have finally found a true favorite Pokemon. But thank you, Civilian. This is really, really awesome. The trolling and the love all in the same little envelope is just the world I live in, and I love it. No new patrons, but we do have a few speak pipes that we're going to knock out real quick here. Let me get to that page. All right. Well, actually, I say no new Patreons. The reality is I didn't have time to go check. So if you're a new Patreon, we love you. Thank you. Maybe you'll get a Buzzwole Pirate sticker. Who knows? Here we go.
I was listening to Charles reading the question of the week and my response and his rebuttal to it. And it really pains me to say, but Charles, you're right.
Come on, dude, dirty baby, spit it out.
Just one time.
I'm right. It's canon. 300 episodes. I think these are probably all Diva site, but here we go.
So I probably should have waited a little longer before my initial response because I think Zach Mann's response was absolutely brilliant, wonderful, pure Shakespeare, that only those who are worthy should be bestowed stickers to that effect. And to that point, that is why I reserve each and every flower kraut sticker for you, Charles. You and only you, Charles. I've never sent one to anyone else. So you are worthy of the flower kraut. You're welcome.
Well, thank you, Devox. And it held up, of course, the Civilian one, the flower kraut. I am worthy of stickers. I'll take it. I do. And I do. I decorate my laptops and my tablets and phones with them as I go out in public. All right, two more.
So you're going to say that you're telling me that you're going to have dirty hippie Eevee out in public. That's what I just heard. It's going to be displayed in public.
It's I hate it, but I look at all the effort. He made it a dirty hippie Eevee. The dreads are there. The multicolor rainbow fur is there. It's got my name on the sticker. How do I not display it as much as? And so then it'll tell the story. People ask you, like, "Oh, I hate that sticker," and let me tell you why. And then people listen to the show, and it'll be funny. But all right, two more.
Hey Joe, you were talking about the Pokeminers and what they call the Pokemon GO Plus. If it can do a catch and throw, then it's obviously written in C++. And if so, you can probably also try.
That felt like a joke for you.
We can try. What? Like I haven't professionally programmed in C++ ever, but I do know a fair bit of C++ from my college days. Oh, do a try statement is what Civilian on base. So that's a programming thing. Yeah.
Okay.
A try.
Last one.
So hold on. There's a joke there for. Sorry, I should elaborate.
There's a joke there. It went way over my head.
In programming, it's called a try catch statement, where you try to do something in the programming language, you try to do something, and if an error occurs, it catches the error. But the joke there is it's going to try to catch the Pokemon. It's it's a very clever joke. It really is. It just went over. It went over way too many people's head.
Possible. All right. Here we go.
When Joe was talking about the Pokemon Gotcha Plus Plus, or whatever it's called, took me back to that episode when the Poke Navigator and the voice commands went so terribly, terribly wrong. It's very scary, very disturbing. Yeah. Don't think I want to use that.
Hey Alexa, catch my Pokemon.
Hey Siri, who's the number one Pokemon Go podcast in the world? There's only one, baby. All right.
I found this on the web for who's the number one.
I might actually have to click on those. They found she found some articles. Best Pokemon Go podcast 2022, 30 best Pokemon Go podcast. We better make that list. I'm just saying. How can you have a 30 best when there's only like 20 of us out here?
That's what I was
Pokemon Go.
just thinking.
So, all right. Email us, show Pokemon Go podcast. Speak pipe like Devakate did is at PokemonGoPodcast.com. On the right-hand side, a little tab. Any device that touches the internet with a microphone, you can leave your message. We'd love to hear from you. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. Twitch is actually we'll get back to. I need to rearrange these. YouTube is Pokemon Go Podcast. TikTok is at Pokemon Go Podcast, which I it is all on me. It's been a crazy 2 months, but we've got some great content to put up on there. Thank you to Civilian on Base for that. Question of the week, Joe, is what real life sticker should be made to put on the mirrorpack.etsy.com for us for Pokemon Go? Yeah, there you go. So what real life sticker would you like to see made that you could get? And if he chooses you, I'll pay for you to have your sticker. So that's the question of the week. You'll get you one. I'll pay for it to be shipped to you. You'll get one. But yeah, what sticker?
What real life sticker should be made for Etsy? Got it.
Yeah. And it's going to be, this is not a fantasy thing. This is, if he gets inspired, he'll make the sticker and it'll be a real thing that you help create. So there you go.
And in chat, he said deal. He's going to do it.
Awesome. I thought he might. So I'm putting my money behind it. He's not having to eat it himself. So there, cool. But it's great for us to be able to support them and help our fans get something fun. And Joe, we need to be spitballing what we could design for the show that we can then buy from them and then put in our swag bag for our patrons. So, all right. Join us every Thursday night, twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast, where you can meet the likes of Civilian on Base, Alessidria, I don't know what I'm saying here. Alice Edra, Assorted Geekdom, that's you, Commander Root, Dooley Productions, Drapsnat, Erica Finbar, Kittens and Knives made it in. Lana Ray, yeah. Love My Boys is back. Love My Boys is here. I'm glad you came back. Mr. Tambourine, 19U, Rotted 1, Civilian on Base, as we said earlier. Squid is the beast. Squid, you are the beast, but you know what? You're no Buzzwoo, baby. Squishy Twitchy is here. Stream Elements, the new man. There's no new in that. The WF Professor and Tuga Throws 27 are some of the awesome people that you can hang out in our chat room, talking with us as we do this. Tune in. No, that's not time yet. Where can they find you on the web, Joe?
You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. Where can they find you, Charles?
Losing sleep, designing the craziest fun stickers I can come up with and send them to Civilian. Because now that I know, I could say some stupid crap like Dirty Hippie Evie and it'll show up from my laptop. That's a whole new world I'm ready to play in. So that's where, and of course, Rock Got a Pod across all social media and stuff like that. Tune in next week to hear Joe_Ard say,
Dirty Hippie Laptop!